sitting next to the phone on speaker.
Okay, so I got a double mic set up, so I might be able to edit it a little in post.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart shit.
Fire.
So, what are we gonna do here today?
What are we going to talk about?
What is this that you got set up? They hit you up to do something? One of these things?
Yeah, it's just to talk about stuff like we can pick 3 topics to talk about, I think.
We have to pick 3 topics to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, I have a whole list of prompts I wrote down. I did a little research beforehand.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to waste the good people's time out there.
Yeah.
I got some heavy hitting, some deep shit.
Uh-oh. Well, we do have one big topic, obviously.
Yes, your record. Congratulations.
No, the tour.
Your record, your debut record. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you, Brad.
How does it feel to finally be like barking with the big dogs, so to speak?
It feels pretty good. Feels pretty good.
Pretty good.
Just like that.
Yeah, that sounds. We'll work on that woof. We'll get it strong till it's a deep.
We'll get a deeper one.
That's right.
What are your prompts? What do you have written down?
Well, I was gonna say you're 20 years old, right?
Not yet. I'm gonna be 20 in June.
You're effectively 20 years old.
Yes, I'm 20. Yeah, I'm 20.
Okay.
Now. Not right now. Almost.
Here we go. Bob Dylan, Carole King, Paul McCartney. Do you know what they all have in common?
They're all
wrong.
78 or something.
They burst onto the scene at the tender age of 20, just like you.
Whoa!
So,
really?
do you feel as though you're in the lineage to sort of compete with those greats, or you're kind of on track to become as iconic as they did? Yeah. I mean, speak on that.
Oh. Oh no. Yeah, I feel kind of like a mini Paul McCartney. You know.
With a little bit of Bob Dylan, sort of the tude.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. When I was 20, I was in a band called the Ginger Snaps, and we were doing covers of Moldy Peaches songs and stuff. So I was not on track. I was so far away from releasing a serious body of work like you have already.
Oh. Well, it's a different time. Don't feel bad about that.
Thank you.
You're successful. You're a rock star.
Yeah, but I'm already on the wane. You sort of have the future ahead of you. Does that, do you feel that? Do you feel like the future's ahead of you? Do you feel young?
I do. I feel like a baby. I'm scared to pop my little head out of my shell. My tortoise shell.
But maybe the reason, let's talk about this. I read in an interview, you come from a musical family. That's true. That's safe to say. Your mother was a organist, is that true?
My dad plays the organ, yeah. Oh, well, he did. I don't know if he's still doing that.
Your mother didn't play the organ?
No, my mom, she sings. She likes to sing.
Yeah, so you were already training when you were practically out the womb, so to speak.
Yeah. Out the womb.
And you were a sort of a virtuoso of the violin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
At a young age.
At a young age, the tender age of 9.
And what is it about that particular instrument that why that one, not piano, say, which is more common for kids to learn, maybe? Why?
I don't know, but I wish I could go back and learn piano.
Well, you can still learn piano. I just learned piano at the tender age of 30. So I mean, of course.
Wait, really?
Oh, I suck, but yeah, man, I'm coming out with a whole album of
Oh
piano
yeah, that's
jams.
right. Because we were jamming that one time.
Yeah, me and Wyatt have been locked down just working on that pretty much during quarantine times.
Damn.
Yeah, yep.
Wait, where's Wyatt?
He's still asleep. It's 1:30
Wait,
and he's still asleep.
Oh my god.
I know. His lifestyle is kind of fascinating to see it up close.
Yeah, especially with those photos. Did you see his Instagram?
Oh yeah, he's been on a tear recently.
Wait, what?
He's been on a tear on Instagram. He's been pretty prolific. He's usually pretty sparse with the posts, but he's been sort of going through the archives. I think he was a little bit inspired by my Instagram, I think.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
We can talk about that. Do you want to ask me questions about my Instagram?
Yeah. How's it feel to be on the young people app?
Man, these likes are just rolling in like.
How many likes do you get on every photo?
Like at least 600 and sometimes a lot more.
Are you serious?
And I'm not even verified for Christ's sake.
That's crazy.
I'm waiting to get that blue check mark like you, dog.
Yeah, you. I'm waiting to get the white one on Twitter.
I thought it was blue on Twitter. It's white on Twitter?
Yeah.
Damn, they must have changed that. It used to be a blue
How'd
check.
Well, actually, I think it's a blue one on day mode.
Oh.
And it's a white one on night mode.
Oh, that must be the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. It's a blue check. They're all blue checks then.
I know, it's such a silly thing. I mean, like people are like they DM me that people slide into the DMs just to ask when I'm gonna get the blue check mark or why I haven't gotten it yet. Like what?
Oh yeah, what is up with that? What is up with that?
It's just the dumbest. Like it doesn't. Once you get it, it doesn't even change. Like you don't get to do any. It'd be cool if you got like special, features that you then got to do.
Yeah,
like,
right? I wish I could do that.
They should make it so that if you have a blue check mark, you should be able to like view anyone's Instagram even if they're private. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know about that one.
You know what I mean?
Well, some people want to keep their lives private.
Yeah, but if you're a blue check, that means that you've sort of earned the right, I think, to sort of like have,
To be invasive.
Just to know about everyone and anyone, because they get to know about you. You know, you're a public figure, so it's sort of tit for tat in that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been talking with the Instagram people, and we've been working out something, but nothing official yet.
Really? How did you get the Twitter one?
They just emailed me out of the blue one day. Like, I didn't do anything or anything. It was just anointed one day.
Whoa.
And then that day I had a bunch of people being like, yo, dog, how you get that blue check mark?
And you said, I don't know.
I was just like, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck about this shit. So, yeah.
So you wouldn't care if you weren't verified on Twitter?
It's just so dumb. It doesn't even matter if you're verified or not.
You're almost to 10K.
It's really more about that follower count. I mean,
yeah.
What good is it if you're verified and you're just some nobody with 200 followers or something?
29 followers.
And on the opposite end, if you're not verified but you have 100K,
Yeah. You could have bought your followers, though.
Yeah.
Well, you could have bought them in verification, too, though.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Okay, maybe should I go to another topic?
Yeah, let's go to a different topic. What are your prompts?
Oh, this is interesting that I was thinking about especially when I was thinking about your online presence.
Yeah.
And maybe mine is a little too. I feel like a lot of musicians, like when they're on Twitter or Instagram, they're trying to be funny. They're almost like comedians. Yeah. Like you've posted a lot of funny vines that are supposed to be funny. In fact, that's like that's kind of like the main thing you try to do on your accounts. Is that fair to say?
I do. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's a bit too much. Do you agree?
No. Well, then maybe we can discuss this. The topic
Yeah.
is, it's funny, like, that a lot of musicians are trying to be funny, but if they were trying to record, they would never incorporate humor into the music that they do. Like,
Yeah.
and if they did try to do that, it would be like the cringiest thing. Like,
It would be corny, yeah.
like you could easily post a Vine about Baby Yoda, for example, but like, if you wrote a song about Baby Yoda, then you'd be like one of those like musical comedians with like ukulele, singing about like nerdy things.
Oh,
Why
so
do you think that is? Why do you think humor is such a
yeah.
a topic that's forbidden in music, or it's at least looked down upon?
No, yeah, I felt that way about like looking at Will Ferrell, like when he was like in a funny movie, and then I saw him like a serious one. I was like, whoa, what? What is this? I feel like comedy has to be like more of like its own lifestyle, maybe.
You would never record a song that is humorous in nature?
I might put a couple little, like whimsical things in a song. I don't know if I would like write a really funny one,
And on the reverse side of the coin, like if you started posting really kind of earnest poetry or something on Twitter or something, it would be, some people do that, and it's kind of cringy also.
Yeah.
I wonder why
Especially
that is.
switched back and forth. Is that cringy? Is that cringy to switch back and forth to like be funny sometimes and then like be really serious?
I don't know. I just think a lot of times that online, like at least Twitter and Instagram, like it's not normally used to be serious. Like,
Yeah.
and if you do, you're kind of really putting yourself out there to sort of be made fun of, maybe, or something.
Yeah. I feel like you have to really be online like all the time.
I just notice a lot of these people, like, a lot of musicians that, you listen to their records and they're pretty, they're heavy maybe sometimes, but they're at least serious, or they're not trying to be funny. And then like their online personas are completely, there's a huge disconnect between those two things. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of bizarre to me a little bit.
Yeah, you think it's like two-faced sort of stuff?
Sometimes I feel like, if I'm being too funny, I'm like, what am I really trying to do? Am I trying to be a comedian? Like, I don't know. Like, it sounds horrible. But I feel like that sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that too. Because especially with like the Signs music video, it's like a goofy one. And I really like started thinking about that because then the Crunch one came out and I was like, wait, this is like two different things.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. I'm not the best interviewer. I'll cop to that.
Well,
that's why I had to prepare.
Yeah.
Do you think we've talked, we've milked this topic enough, or is there anything more you have to say about that? Being funny, or?
Well, I would like to say, the music video, the TV girl music videos, I love them.
I think that's one area where like you're allowed. It's when I think of great music videos, like the Beastie Boys or something, they're all like hilarious. They're really funny.
Yeah.
And I appreciate, because it's really hard to do like a serious music video that's cool,
Yeah.
Like most times, if people do try to do a really poetic, beautiful music video, they just don't have the resources to pull it off, so it just comes off as really like corny and.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's easier to be funny. Maybe that's what it is. It's just easier to be funny.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey.
Barry, come here. Barry, come here. But yeah, I agree about it's easier to be goofy, and that's like really deep.
Like when I tried to do a music video that was it wasn't trying to be serious, but I was just trying to make it like, I was trying to do like one that looked cool, like that looked like visually good and wasn't like trying to be funny at all. And that's the one that I hired that girl Dasha who who went on to
Yeah.
become like a famous, like maybe infamous person. But like that
Yeah.
didn't that music video didn't turn out the way I wanted it. To me, it's like just pretty cheesy and corny.
Yeah, you think
Like
it's...
I didn't pull off what I was going for at all. But
Wow.
I'm pretty sure she resents having been in that video too.
No. Does she follow you?
No. I never talked to her after. Maybe I
Really?
texted
Wait,
her
did
once
you
or twice.
record it?
Yeah, I hung out with her for 2 days straight.
Dang, was it fun?
Yeah, it was fine. It was fun to go out there and do that. She was cool. We had a good time. It was chill.
Well,
It was just funny then to see her. I kind of knew that she was gonna be. I knew that there's something about her. She's probably gonna be famous or like something.
yeah.
That's why
That
I kind of hired her.
that Bernie video was great.
What's that?
The Bernie video.
Oh yeah, that really is good.
She said, "You people have worms in your brains."
Iconic. I feel like I do. I have a good eye for talent. I feel like I'm vindicated that when I kind of got to you before you were sort of blowing up as big as you were.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think especially that because you know you know you know how to pick them.
I remember when you only had 5,000 monthly listeners, maybe less.
You're right.
It seems so long ago.
I know.
It seems impossible to think that you would have so few at any time, but it was really
Right?
like that.
It was like that the first time I went to LA.
Yeah, crazy.
That's crazy. You helped me grow, Brad. You helped me grow.
What was I gonna say? Oh, it was funny. I guess I can just say this because who gives a crap?
Yeah.
But like when we were planning the tour, our agent was. I was like, oh, we're gonna have this girl Jordana open for us. She's gonna play with us, and then she's gonna be the opener. And he's like, well, I've never heard of her. She's not gonna bring she has no draw. Like we should really think about like getting someone who has a draw or something. And it's like pitched us a bunch of crappy bands that were like horrible and like probably didn't have a draw anyway. I'm like, she's already popping off like already. She probably is gonna have more of a draw anyway. But in the end of the day, it was just like, no, she's gonna be the opener, and that's pretty much the way it goes. But then later, like when you did start getting a lot of press, he came back and was just like, man, this Jordana girl is like, yeah, this is really working out. This is a good find. Like, I think this is gonna work well.
Really?
He completely changed his tune, and I felt pretty vindicating.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
people have their eye on you, Jordana. Be careful. The wolves are gonna come out. They smell talent, and then everyone wants a piece.
They're gonna jump at it, and attack.
Yeah.
But you, Brad, you're a rock star. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants to grab you.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, huh?
We had our moment where we were buzzy and people were coming out of the woodworks. Like that doesn't happen anymore. Like,
You still have 900,000.
oh yeah, I mean we have actual fans, which is better. But I'm saying at one point we were like being courted by record labels and
Oh yeah.
like big record labels and big agents and stuff would like come out and email us and like have meetings with us and stuff like that. That doesn't happen like at all anymore. Not for a long time.
Maybe they think that you already have someone.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they kind of. I think those people they do want to get on the ground floor because like they can probably take advantage of people better that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like if someone tried to sign us to a record label now, I probably just would never do it because I'd just be like, well,
It's worked this far.
yeah, we
without
don't
it.
need to, why would we don't need
Yeah.
it. So like what could someone offer? But like when people are
Right.
starting out, they promise the moon and the stars.
And they give you 1 star.
They give you a bucket full of coal and a sock full of ash.
A sock full of butter and slap the shit out of you with
And
it.
say
They smack-
here, and they expect you to thank them for it. They're like waiting for a thank you. Here's your sock full of butter. I'll give you my thanks.
And the money.
Yeah, and a dough. Give me the cash, they say.
Give me the cash.
Yeah, music industry people are all scum. Anyway, moving on.
My publicist isn't gonna like this.
Oh no, she's a dear. There's obviously exceptions.
Yeah.
Do you want to say how good your team is? You can go ahead and shout it out right now.
Oh yeah, I love my team. I love all my managers, and I love my team, and I love you. If you're listening to this, I love you.
What about your fans? Do you love them or not?
I love my fans. You know, I've gotten a lot of fans from you, Brad.
Oh?
Yeah.
How so? Just from being
fans.
mentioned on the tour? TV Girl fans
Yeah.
checked you out?
Yep.
That's tight.
And then they started listening to me, and now they fan boy and fan girl over both of us.
Hell yeah. That's what I was hoping would happen. That's how it should be.
Oh, I'm wearing my TV Girl shirt right now, actually. It was a coincidence. It wasn't on purpose, because
Thank you.
that's kind of a loser thing to do, right?
Nah, it's chill.
It's
I'm going to move on to another topic.
Yeah, move on.
Let's go back to you being a virtuoso at a young age, if we can circle back to that.
Why are we talking about this? Wait. Let's talk about stuff that.
Oh, I was going somewhere with that. That's not the end of it. I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
I was reading a book. I think it's called Supernatural Rock and Roll Strategies by Ian Savonius, and he was sort of musing on this fact about rock and roll. It's sort of he was kind of theorizing that virtuosity a lot of times is a liability for becoming popular, because if people don't know their instruments that well, they'll sort of default to things that are sort of more primal or more simple and direct, which are usually the things that sort of appeal to people the most and sort of become hit songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you learn all this technique and stuff, you'll probably put it to good use. And you're going to learn it, and then you're going to use it in your music and think that's the best way to make music. And
like preparing, like
it's just
young,
if you know about theory and really complex ideas, you'll probably put those into motion in your own work, which won't appeal to a broad audience sometimes. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like people who are like heavily involved in that, like you're talking about like learning over time, like just different instruments, right? Like
no, I'm talking more like for example, a prog rock band. Prog rock, right, Jordana? Yeah,
I think. What?
It's just really, or even heavy metal, which has lots of different time signatures, and it has like it sort of sometimes apes like classical composition techniques and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you in your music apply your virtuoistic training into your current rock and roll pop project?
Well,
or have you forgotten? Are you having to fight against that?
Well, I found that it's harder to incorporate like violin and stuff into my music. I don't know why, but I don't know. I know violin probably better than any other instrument, but I don't really record with it as much as I do, like you said, the stuff that people actually are like, that the stuff that actually appeals to people,
Yeah.
Like guitar, stuff like that.
Have you ever written an original song with lyrics and everything on a violin?
No, I haven't.
Huh. Why not?
I don't know.
It's not normally used as an instrument. It's hard to think of people who are, or bands or people who are sort of original songwriters who use violin as their main instrument.
Yeah.
Can you think of any?
Lindsey Sterling.
Oh, yeah.
I was obsessed with Lindsey Sterling.
There's a performance, for anyone listening, there's a performance on YouTube, which hasn't been taken down yet, of Jordana at, I believe, a high school talent show doing a...
I won the talent show 2 years in a row.
Doing a Lindsey Sterling composition. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. Check it out.
The second one was with an ukulele and a keyboard, so that's the other hitter. People love ukulele.
They really do. I kind of hate it.
Kids love it.
Yeah, man. There's a moment when I was like 10 years ago when like girls, like really cute girls would like just play the ukulele like in the park and stuff, and it was like they must have got that from movies or something. Like I don't know where they got that from.
It's really easy to play, honestly. Maybe one reason.
There's other bands though, like the Bad Brains and the Police. Do you know those bands, Jordana?
I know the Police.
They were all virtuosos, like the classically trained jazz musicians who then kind of reverted to punk and you know, credited as helping them because they were able to play faster, for example, than other people could.
Yeah.
Or just play with more intricate styles than like the average punk band could, and that's kind of so there's different philosophies on this.
Yeah. They were tired of being the kid in the jazz band lunchtime session.
So you said we could talk about 3 topics. Did you have any topics you wanted to talk about?
Well, I want to know what you feel about, like how you feel about the tour being postponed. Were you excited about it happening?
Excited is maybe the wrong word, but I was just expecting it to happen, and I was resigned to it happening. No, that makes it seem like I didn't want it to happen. I did want it to happen, and then it just didn't, and so, you know, it's kind of nothing to be upset about because it's just like an act of God that happened, and what are you really going to get mad about? I mean,
right.
There are people who have it way worse than us.
Yeah, true.
People lost their jobs. All I have to do is now I just have to sit at home and like make music, which I kind of wanted to get around to anyway. I have all these projects that I might have time to finish now. Whereas if we were going on tour, we probably would already be sort of deep into practicing, and I wouldn't have any time to do it before the tour. And then once the tour starts, obviously I'm not going to have any time. So I'm not going to say it's a blessing, but I'm chilling on the fact that it got postponed.
Yeah, we mad chill.
I feel bad for people who are like out there on the road when this is going down.
Yeah.
Shit's wild, man.
It is wild.
I wonder, do you think things are just going to, when this all blows over, like it's just going to go back to normal? Or do you think this is maybe going to change the way people look at public gatherings like for a long time?
Oh, damn. I didn't even think about that. I honestly think since it's America, things will be like normal.
Yeah, I think so too. We're just going to, once the threat is over, we're just going to go right back to it.
Like a lot of people still don't care right now, and we're pretty deep into it. So I think that, I don't know, maybe just giving it a couple months. It's kind of fucked up to say that though, like, because, I mean, what are we, like a first world country? Is that what we are?
I don't know. I kind of blur the line sometimes, it seems.
Yeah.
First world for some people, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Third world conditions for others.
Damn. Rip Bernie 2020.
Fuck. Rest in peace. The Bernie campaign.
Rest in peace. Oh yeah, Bloodbath 64. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that? Or are you waiting to announce it?
I'm not really waiting. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I was planning on. Well, the whole idea stemmed from when we were on tour with George Clanton,
Mhm.
and he was talking about putting on his big vaporwave festival.
Mhm.
And I was like, that sounds tight. Like, I want to get in on this, like,
Yeah.
fest. Like, I want to be in with this scene. Like, the vaporwave scene seems to be like one of the few like real scenes that are like popping off.
Yeah, people like watch live streams and stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's completely underreported by the music media, but like it has an intense fan base with like all
Yeah.
these things. And I was like, I could probably do that. I mean, how hard is it to make that kind of music? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's sort of like punk in the fact that like all you have to do is get like a song and slow it down. Like literally anybody could do it. It's very easily. And so as a joke, I was just like gonna make a fake project called Bloodbath 64, like a fake vaporwave project, just to get in on
Yeah.
the festival. Um, but then George didn't put me on the festival lineup. But I did make
What
it.
an ass! Oh my god! Why did you do that?
I think George is jealous, and maybe a little. He's a little threatened. I feel like
No, yeah.
he wants to be king of vaporwave, and he doesn't want to. Like he heard the album, and he's like, "This has." He must have known like this has the possibility to like
pop off.
pop out, like break. This could be the Nirvana of vaporwave. Like this is gonna go beyond the scene. Like this is gonna become big.
And he was like,
I need to shut this down. Yeah,
I need to shut this down right now.
because he said he was gonna do a feature on a song,
Yeah.
and I kept bugging him about it. He said, kept saying he was gonna do it. To this day, he's officially saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it." But I feel like he's saying he's gonna do it with no intention, just to prevent it from ever coming out.
Oh no.
But anyway, I have it finished, and I'm gonna put it out, and you're gonna be on it, and I have some other friends who are gonna be on it. Wishbone is gonna be on it, and
Yes.
some other people. So.
Do you have any more tracks? You can send them to me.
Well, maybe I'll send you George's track and see if you can do anything with that.
Yeah.
Although it kind of sounds.
Wait, you already sent it to me.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, I think so. It was a yeah, it was like named magazines.
Oh yeah.
But we changed.
So I'm gonna have to change the lyrics or do something else with that song. I haven't decided what.
Yeah.
So if you have any bright ideas, take a friggin' whack at it, dude.
I'll take a hit.
Yeah, and maybe you should make your own vaporwave. I feel like there's room for a breakout star. Like there's not a lot of women involved in vaporwave in general. I feel like
True.
it's hungry for like a different perspective.
You gotta show me where you get all those obscure '80s samples.
It's this really underground app called Spotify. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Only true vapor heads really know about it, but I can give you some login info. Yeah, well, what we should talk about your record again, maybe. Because you got to promote it. You got to sell some units on this baby, especially with no touring going on.
True.
So this is an EP turned full length?
Yeah. Well, it was like a...
You kind of cheated and you had an EP that was popular, and then you're like, I'll just tack on 4 extra songs, and then boom, it's an album. Bing, bang, boom.
Well, it was a 10-track LP last year, and then I had released it, and then Grand Jury wanted to re-release it, and they were like, how about we just slap on 3 bonus tracks and make it a bigger re-release? And I got vinyl and
so you don't consider this to be a debut album, quote unquote?
Well,
effectively it is an album, but it's not. It wasn't made to be presented in that way to begin with.
Yeah, like
a cohesive record, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A mixtape or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like mixed. It's like a transitional sort of record where it's the stuff that I did like on my own, and then the growth through like a year, maybe 2 years. So it wasn't like, I guess it's not like my debut.
Well, so we still have that to look forward to. Lots of expectations on that. You nervous?
Oh yeah, but I already got some finished songs lined up, so I'm excited for that. But
the writer's block is over?
Actually, I wrote a new song, like 3 days ago, and I performed it on the Indie Heads live stream thing.
What's it about?
It's just about, I don't know, it's like my life here and, with Sid and
the dogs?
Farm animals. No, my babies, my little puppies and kittens, and,
Would you ever write a song about your dog, or would that be kind of encroaching on Frankie Cosmos territory?
I did write a song. It's a new song. It's a lullaby. But you're gonna have to see soon.
A lullaby for a canine?
Yes.
That could be the title.
A canine. Lullaby for a canine. That'd be cute. That would be really cute. I should title it that.
Okay. I won't even take any. You can have that one.
Okay.
I'm not requesting any royalties on that baby.
Okay, good. Because I wasn't going to give you any. How was you have any more TV Girl music coming out, huh? You have any more? No?
I have some stuff that I did start working on about a year ago now, but I put on hold because I kind of want to finish this piano album. The Vaporwave album is done. It's in the can besides that one song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And once I mix your vocals into that other song, it's pretty much done. So I'm trying, me and Wyatt are just here every day, just working on this. I just want to get that out of the way because I feel like if I just let that linger any longer, it'll just never get done. I don't know.
Yeah.
I used to, when I was younger, I wouldn't do that. I would just work on like a million different things at once and not worry about focusing, and somehow some stuff would get done. But now I feel like now I have to just like finish whatever's on my plate before I move on.
I feel that because like I have like a whole bunch of demos that I have that are just like loops and ideas and stuff, and I feel so much pressure to do something about it now more than I did before.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this thing where I've been using the quarantine time to go through the old archives and kind of get every single scrap or loop that it was worth that I thought was maybe usable, and just sort of do a mixtape kind of thing, like a rarities thing, where I want to clean out the archives and start fresh, like
a new slate.
I feel like I've been sort of cruising off like stuff that I've done that's 3 years old now. I just want to like start with a clean slate and see what I can come up with, if anything.
Yeah, maybe you can like release a beat tape or something.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's in the works too. Yeah, I have a couple albums that are just piling up.
Yeah. Damn.
So,
let me know if you need any vocals for that.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Let's talk about 7/8 time. You have a song in 7/8 time, which is interesting, isn't it?
Crunch, yes.
It's very rare that songs are in 7/8 time, but usually it's interesting. The best ones don't necessarily sound to your ear like they are any different than a normal 4/4 song. They just kind of sound natural, but even though they have that extra jerky beat or whatever. Did you come up with this riff just out of the blue, or were you like, I'm gonna write a song in 7/8 and I'm gonna show these people that I really am like a cutting edge musician who knows a lot about music theory?
Well, I was like, you know what? I love Palm, so I'm gonna try doing at least something that isn't in 4/4 or 3/4. So I'm gonna, I was like, yo, we gotta do this. So we were trying out the live drums in the Stewed, and we got this loop, this drum loop, and then we were like, okay, it's just all going uphill from here. So I just like grabbed the bass and the guitar, and I was like,
That's amazing. It's so great to get a peek behind the curtain on this one.
And you slap those harmonies on there, and
yeah, like, and what did those sound like when you slapped those harmonies on there?
They sound like
If anybody wants, they can construct their own version of the song with if they just isolate those parts that you just did.
It's just the samples, yeah. No, yeah. I would do that. Can you do it?
Yeah, maybe I will add it as a bonus feature to this cool podcast interview that we're doing.
Here, I'll do the beat. Got it?
Got it. We got that clean. And just maybe just the bass real quick.
Okay, boom 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 boom. There you go.
I think we got that. Do we get that? Do we get those levels? All right. My engineer is saying that we got that clean.
Yeah, mine is too.
Yeah. Let's see what else I had.
What other prompts do you have?
I had can you talk about your sticky icky weed habit, or is that off the table? You don't want to encourage any drug use. It's legal though nowadays.
Legal? Yeah. Well,
we can edit it out if you don't want to talk about that.
Well, as Snoop Dogg says, smoke weed every day.
I was going to ask you which kind buds are the stickiest.
Ooh. Well, I'm thinking maybe the OG Skywalker.
Oh shit.
That one's sticky.
Dog, you ever bonk on that pineapple kush though?
I bonked on some pineapple kush, yeah. Some what is it? Pineapple Express? Yeah.
What about, do you prefer a heady high or a body high, or a heady body high?
Well, usually just heady highs
really
make me panic, actually.
Okay.
But heady body ones, like those ones are cool. I prefer like a serotonin boost, but also like, a feel good chill, lay back, play some Minecraft sort of feel,
Yeah, are you still you're back on the stuff? You took a break.
I'm back on the Chiba, yeah. I was on a break, and I thought that I had an epiphany, but I didn't.
What was the failed epiphany?
Well, I was like, weed is bad for me, and I'm not going to smoke it anymore. And then I was like, well, maybe I can just start taking my medicine every day and smoke. And that's what I did, and I'm happier now.
So what is it that you get out of weed? What is it that does for you on a daily basis?
Damn. It makes me feel happier. I don't know. I haven't smoked today. I only smoke at night now.
Oh, okay.
So that's good.
I've been this quarantine, I'm probably living healthier than I've ever been. I haven't touched the booze since it started.
Really?
I probably haven't gone this long without drinking at all since I started.
Wow.
Feel great. I'm skating every day too.
Wow.
I just learned Impossibles. Do you know what that trick is?
No. What is that?
It's sort of like a 360 shove it, but it wraps around your foot. Do you get it now?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky because you don't ollie. It's more of a pressure-based trick with the back foot, so it's hard to train yourself not to jump off your front foot. That took me a long time to figure out. So
that shit's hard.
Hopefully I'll get some clips up on Insta soon.
Yeah, no, yeah. Talk about your skateboarding. I wanna hear about the bubbly, I wanna hear about skate, and I wanna hear about whippets.
Well, the whips, I'm happy to say I'm off the whips. I feel like
okay.
From here on out, it's just a novelty party. Maybe once in a while, a party drug. You shouldn't be at home whipping. And
just doing whippets.
And if I happen to have them at home, I will just do them. I found if I have them left over from a party.
Where do you get it? Where do you get it?
I get them from you get them from sex stores. You can. That's where I usually get them.
Is it to blow up like sex dolls or something?
No, I think it is like it's used for gay sex purposes.
Really?
It's started. I mean, at least it started as a gay thing. I don't know.
Like to insert in the anus.
Yeah, it's to facilitate something like that. It's similar to poppers.
Whoa.
I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why they sell it at sex stores.
Dang.
But you can also get high off them. So.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, you use it for that purpose, right?
Exactly.
And how are the clams?
Yeah, it's best not to do those too much. I feel like, even though I do think they're kind of harmless, I don't know about that. Maybe they do kind of fry your brain a little bit.
Yeah,
like any drug,
Yeah.
You don't want to be like Steve-O, who was addicted to whippets, just whipping every 30 seconds with like a floor that's just like covered in these canisters. That's no good. Oh, not a good look.
That's not good. It's not good. And he was in like every drug. Also, tell me about the baby clams.
Man, I stock up on those things. Like people were taking every canned good that they could during the quarantine panic, But there were still lots of clams left over. I got four cans of them, like stocked and ready to go, just in case times get rough.
Please keep this in. Please keep this part in. I really I love the obsession with baby clams. I just love it. You just have cans of clams.
That's not really that strange. It's just a food. It's like a can of tuna. I mean, what's the difference?
But you eat it like right out of the can.
Man, they're good though. Don't knock it till you try it. We'll hook it up. Next time you come out here, I'm going to prepare pasta. But you're vegan. Damn.
I am a vegan, yeah. But,
damn.
I mean, that fucking pasta you made, the spaghetti we made last time, that shit was good. We have to make that.
Well, you don't mind if I put a little clams in mine then on the side?
I will still judge you, but as long as it's not in mine, I'm fine with it.
I got a fridge full of bubbly. Like I should send a picture because me and Wyatt just went grocery shopping and we just like decided it'd be tight to just have a fridge just like full of cans of drinks. Like
just
you open it up and it's just like way too many drinks. Just the whole thing is occupied by drinks, which is basically where we're at now.
Yeah, it pretty much is your fridge, and the only thing in the freezer is like Oreos and sugar cubes.
That's right. That's correct. I got some Impossible Burgers in there now, but other than that, yeah.
Oh, shit.
There's been some great flavors. I just did on Facebook a seltzer review of the new hibiscus LaCroix flavor.
I need to watch that. Are you more of a LaCroix person or a bubbly person?
No,
I think that you're bubbly.
I'm a bubbly guy till I die, basically.
Yeah.
But they don't have a hibiscus bubbly flavor, obviously.
Oh.
In fact, that's the one thing that LaCroix, the advantage they have these days, I feel like, is A, their can looks cool. And B, they have these like far out flavors that no other company would be stupid enough to try, basically.
Have you heard of Recess?
The show? The TV show?
No, the sparkling water.
No. Oh, is that the one that has CBD or something?
Yeah. It's like, there's a blueberry chai flavor.
Yeah, I've tried that. It's $5 a can, though. That's the problem.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
That's how much I bought it for, and I was like, what the fuck?
Not worth it.
No, that CBD stuff is a scam anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You should send me a picture of a stocked bubbly fridge so that we can put it in the interview.
I certainly will.
Because we're talking about bubbly now. We're talking about sparkling water. We're talking about sugar. There's no sugar in bubbly, is there?
No.
It's just carbonation and some flavoring.
The ever mysterious natural flavoring.
Natural flavoring. Just flavoring. Your favorite's blackberry.
But people don't want to hear about this. They want to hear about the music, Jordana. I need to ask you more about music. That's why you got that blue check mark, not because you're an expert on bubbly. I wanted to ask you about a lyric in a song.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can tell. Okay. This one comes from Jackie's 15.
Oh boy.
Quote, see him at the concert, snap a hit of his vape pen. Can you speak on that? Was that a real thing that happened?
That's not a vape pen. Wait. Are you like being for real?
No. I just thought that's what it sounds like when I listen to it.
Wait, can you sing it?
See him at the concert, snap a hit. Wait, something, snap a hit of his vape pen. Wait, let me try it.
You know what? I might actually.
What's the real lyrics? You snap a hit. Oh, snap a pic of his with some favorite band or something.
Yeah. Snap a pic of him with your fave band.
Yeah, but it could be see him at the concert, snap a hit of him and his vape pen.
That's good. I think I'm gonna change to that.
But what was the fave band in question? Is there a real band that was his fave? Can you say?
No.
That was a make 'em up? You just dreamed that up?
It was like a. Yeah, it's like a. I don't actually know what her favorite band is, but that's it's just kind of like a. What is it? A metaphor? Is that what that is?
But did Jackie really have a crush on a boy? And they went to a concert together? Or did that really happen?
Well, it's like a story of her going to a show and the boy that she really is like kind of head over heels for is there, and he's like, that's the reason why she went, kind of, and also for the music, but you know, it's like being sort of naive and like.
And then the boy ignores her, and it doesn't work out. What happens in the rest of the song?
Well, it's kind of like he's like way older, sort of, not way older, but he's older, and it's just weird, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it shouldn't be happening.
But they do get together in the song. Is that true?
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
It's not a real event that happened. But it is based on a real person. There's a real Jackie who is really 15, is there not?
She's 16 now.
She's
16 now.
And you're going to do a sequel. And you're going to follow her every year of her life, like Boyhood.
It's called Jackie is 16 now.
Yeah, and then Jackie's 17, etc. as you go on. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, each year.
That would be a kind of interesting concept. You should think about that.
Yeah.
All the way up to Jackie's 30 and beyond.
Jackie's 30, she's got kids now, and a husband.
Sometimes people do sequels to songs. Like, have you ever heard, do you know Buddy Holly?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has this song, one of his big hits was Peggy Sue. And it's about him, having a crush on this girl, Peggy Sue. And then he did a follow-up song that was called Peggy Sue Gets Married.
Oh my God.
And it's sort of, he lost, the chance is lost. And,
oh no.
Love, that's sort of the final nail in the coffin. Like, when someone gets married, it's usually up until then you can have some sort of hope in the back of your mind that maybe you can get together with them someday.
Yeah.
But then when they get married, it's done.
It's just a done deal. And you don't want somebody who's had skeletons in the closet.
Do you want to know a funny story?
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, I had to find a date for the prom. And there was this girl who was a grade younger than me, and I heard she had a crush on me, and I thought she was pretty cute. So I was going to ask her to the prom. And when I finally got around to asking her, she was like, "Oh, I really want to go with you. Like, I would rather go to you, but like this other guy, like already asked me, and I guess I have to go with him. I already said yes." And so I was kind of bummed on that. But then those two people, they ended up getting married.
Oh.
Then they ended up having a family.
Oh my God.
And so for the longest time, I was like, man, that was sort of like a high fidelity moment where like that was just like fate intervening, you know, like
Yeah.
I couldn't be mad because it was just like fate came and swooped it. But
And you're
then
like,
just
damn, that's
recently,
beautiful.
because I still follow these people on Facebook, and the girl
Mm.
posted this really crazy screenshot of like a text that she got, and she's like, that face when like your husband's mistress like texts you and calling you like an idiot or
Oh,
something. And like apparently it's all gone down in flames, that relationship, since then.
holy
So
shit.
now I don't know what to
You should
think.
have swooped in there. You should be like, hey, yo, you still want to go to prom with me? Because like, still have that opportunity. So let's go.
Yeah, man, crazy.
Get up to school.
So
Let's
I
hit up
thought
the
it was
local.
fate. Fate had intervened, but now I feel like maybe I should have saved her. You know, maybe
Yeah, maybe.
I doomed her to like a bad fate. I don't know. She has 3 kids, so I'm sure she's happy with that. But
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't regret, no regrets there. But you know how it
But
goes.
she could be like, living it up with a rock star now,
Yeah, I know.
married.
Damn, it's too bad. Regrets,
Would you
man.
ever get married?
I don't know.
Maybe if Faye Webster asked you, you would get married, right?
I feel like I would get married if the other person really wanted to, but I don't know if I would necessarily. Because I don't know. I just feel like what's the point? Sometimes it's like
Yeah.
you can just be together with someone, and why make it harder to like break up if you want to? You know.
Right?
So I don't know. I guess I have some weird philosophies about that, but I probably would do it. Why not? Because you could always just get divorced anyway. It's no big deal.
Yeah. It's no big deal.
I often feel like, don't you think marriage is just it's sort of just flippant these days? Like, what if it was that if you got married to someone, you just had to be with them like forever? Like, do you think people would take it a lot more seriously? Maybe, you know?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure for some people, like, it's still like that. Because are arranged marriages, like, still a thing?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Damn.
All right, we're about an hour in. We should talk about music more.
We should. Do you have any more music prompts?
Let me see here. So, I'm kind of out of prompts here. Maybe
Yeah.
we can talk about. I'm kind of interested. You're a lot younger than me. I was wondering just how it is with if it's completely different. Like if you're in high school, for example. When I was in high school, there's sort of a canon of rock bands that like, if you're into music, you eventually get around to like, you're told through magazines and bands talking about like, oh, the Velvet Underground is like the best band. You should check them out. Like,
Uh-huh.
is that still like that, or is there just with the internet now and so it's like everything's just available at all times? There's not really that like. I was wondering if there's sort of that like old school like canon of rock music that's like passed along to kids like who are into music in high school these days. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard
Oh,
to.
yeah. Well, I guess,
Let me ask you this question: like,
yeah.
when you were in high school, like, did people still listen to like people who are into music? Were they like big Nirvana fans or something like that?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. If you
that's
go
still a
around,
band that's like, you have to listen to at some point in high school. Like,
no, yeah, you would walk around the halls and see people in Nirvana shirts and, like, Ramones, too, and I was a Strokes girl.
that was my favorite band in high school.
What, really?
But it's funny because for you, they're like a retro seeming band, huh?
Yeah, well, I was, like, in love with Is This It and stuff like that, and, like, Room on Fire is my favorite Strokes album. What is yours?
I like the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Although Room on Fire
I
is
was more
kind of
into,
just as good to me.
yeah, I was more into that sort of Strokesy era, but now I feel like they're just, like, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of scary. It's like if I think about it, when I was in high school, Nirvana was probably like as old to me then as the Strokes were to you. That's
Wow.
crazy to think about, man.
Dang.
That's weird. How do you feel about the new?
When did you go to high school?
I graduated in 2007, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Time, man. How do you feel about them new Strokes album?
I didn't listen yet.
Man, I don't know.
Is it out? Is
Yeah,
it out?
I think it's either about to be out or
Is
well,
it, what is it? Uh,
a lot of the singles are out already. I don't
what's
know.
it called?
I think it's
The New Abnormal or something? New
yeah.
Abnormal?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. Stupid album title.
Yeah, that's really weird.
They kind of went off the deep end because now they like have an equal say, like, you know, all the band members, it's like a democratic thing, but like those two first albums
Yeah.
apparently were like Julian was just wrote every part, told everyone exactly what to do. He was like tightly under his control. And that's probably
Wow.
why they're so good. But now they're all grown men and they like won't put up with that anymore, and so now their music
Yeah.
suffers, I think, a little bit.
Yeah. That's weird. How, like, it's just like the power dynamic.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's an hour. That's probably as long as we can justify doing a podcast, probably.
Yeah. Is there one more thing? One more
I'm
more
out of
little
prompts. What do you want to talk about? Last topic
Hmm.
that we can really get into.
Trying to think.
Where's your prompts at, dog?
You know what? I don't know.
You didn't come with prompts? You just thought you could freestyle your way through this?
I thought that I could, honestly, because our conversations are like really entertaining sometimes. I feel like.
Yeah, because we're candid, and when we're not talking on mic, we can talk about anything, you know, the real gossip.
Yeah.
That we can't get into on here.
Yeah, we can't, especially because we're on different parts of the planet.
Yeah, for sure. Well, come on, you can come up with something. Haven't you been thinking about any deep things lately? You know, music, rock and roll, celebrity.
I mean, I feel like I want to be able to pull off that thing, the multiple genre thing. I want to do that.
What do you mean?
I feel like I don't want to be stuck on a label or anything. I don't, because, you know, some people like have their own vibes. You know what I mean? Like people, like what we were talking about, like comedians and stuff. Like they have their own thing. But I want to be able to I want to be able to release different types of music and not have people be like, oh, this is like really different from before.
Yeah, I guess you're worried that would you feel if you released something that was not as accessible and people didn't listen to as much, would you feel like insecure about it? You know, like
Yeah,
is the amount of people listening to your music like important to you, or is something you think about?
Yeah, like I want to have music for everyone, you know? Like, something that every person can, like, I don't know, I guess, enjoy or resonate with or whatever it is. I don't want to be, like, just, you know, an indie, sad indie stuff, you know?
So that means that you'd have to come out with a rap project, a heavy metal project.
Yeah. Like, I actually kind of want to try rap. I feel like that'd be cool.
I put out a rap album.
That'd be hip. You have a rap album?
Yeah. You ever heard it?
No.
Check it out. Matty Acid.
Madison Acid.
Yeah. Mixed reviews. Definitely the most controversial of the releases I've ever done. I don't know.
Have you ever done acid?
Yeah. Yeah,
Did you
I
like
did.
it?
I did like it. Yeah, I was with some friends that were really. I was just in a good place. We went up to Joshua Tree, and I had these two buddies, and we just did it, dropped it, started seeing all the good stuff, the colors, the walls were bending, all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's tight.
Have you done shrooms?
I've never done shrooms. No.
I have.
I've microdosed them, never full psychedelic dose.
I did 5 grams.
Under quarantine?
No, it was at the beginning of the year. That was when I had my epiphany, my fake epiphany. I was like, oh, shrooms, this makes me feel so good. Weed makes me feel like shit, but that's not true. It's just because I wasn't taking my medicine. Take your medicine, everybody. Take your medicine. It'll help you. It helps your little brain.
Well, my favorite drug is Molly, and every time I do it, I'm like, I think, man, it's weird. Like, why can't we just feel like this all the time? Or like,
Right?
I should probably just do this all the time because like I feel so good and I feel just like love, like.
Right?
But you can't do that all the time. I mean,
I know, it sucks.
but it's like,
Why can't my brain work like that without doing it?
Why did God make us like that? Why did He give us the ability to like experience that level of like chemicals, but like just keep us down below it,
Right? Like, God hates us.
I know. There is no God, but if there was, He would hate us.
Yeah.
Damn. Sorry, I don't want to alienate your fan base.
Do you believe in God?
No.
I thought that I did, but I don't really know anymore because I don't know. I feel like we all have just this free will.
I definitely believe in. What do you think about the idea of determinism? Do you know about this?
What is it?
This is the idea that. All right, this is might get kind of heady, and hopefully I explain it right. So it's like, imagine you could go down to the most subatomic level.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the direction and velocity, like which way atoms were flying. And then you could predict where they would go and how they would interact with other things.
Mm-hmm.
And you could extrapolate that basically to the farthest level where if you could just see the things that were happening, you could be able to predict everything that would happen forever. Like things are already basically it's the idea that everything is already we are sort of fated to do things like it's already written what we're going to do, because at some level you can already see like the way you can already predict the future. Like if you could just see it, you could predict what was going to happen. So if that's true, then it must be that these things are already going to happen. What do you think about that?
I don't even understand that. I feel like I need to bonk on some Chiba before I even think deep about that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Shit. All right. Do you want to say hi to Wyatt? He's right here eating a banana before we go.
Wyatt!
Jordana! Jordana banana!
Oh, Wyatt Schmyatt, I miss you.
I wish I could have seen you a couple weeks ago when we were
I
scheduled to.
know. I'm sad.
The boy just managed to escape Brazil before it all went to crap.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I left the day that they got it.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
All right, JoJo. I think that's going to have to do it for us, I think.
Yeah, George and Bradley.
George or Bonks.
George or Bonky.
And Big B to Bubble Boy.
Big B, the Bubble Boy, back at you again with another bubbly review.
That's right. You know how it goes.
What was your Whip It one? What was your intro for that?
I think it was Big B to Whip God. Oh no, yeah, Wyatt's right. It is Big B to Whippersnapper.
Yes!
And for my vape reviews, I'm Big B to Cloud God.
Big B the Whippersnapper and George Bonks
signing out. Congrats on the new album. Stay safe out there and send the love to the fam and all that good stuff.
I miss you, Brad. I wish we could go get acai bowls together.
Yeah, and make memes. Damn, we didn't even talk about meme making.
Wait, can we do it real quick?
Yeah, you have any good formats? I thought of a good one that I was going to do. I can't remember.
Is it a Baby Yoda one?
Yeah, it was a Baby Yoda.
Can you talk about your obsession with Baby Yoda, please? I want to hear just a little bit. Just a taste.
I just wanted to go viral on Twitter. Like, you see these people with, like, they tweet the dumbest stuff. Like, I just saw one today.
Viral.
What was it? I forget. But, they get, like, 100,000 likes. I'm just like, I must be able to figure out, crack the code, like, how to get something like that.
It was the one where it was like, Damn, we learned cursive for nothing.
Oh, that's one of them. I just saw one today that was like the dumbest thing. It was like something about quarantine. It was just like, man, I miss like going out and doing stuff with my friends or something like that. Like something as dumb as that. And I was just like
400 likes.
I feel like
200.
I'm maybe trying too hard. I feel like you just have to like do the really like the dumbest, simplest thing, and you could go viral.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we're thinking too hard about it. Maybe we just need to like just sit down and be brain dead for like maybe 2 seconds, and then like think of the first simple thing that comes to your mind, like observation.
Yeah, like something like with seltzer water. Like you could say like, yo, seltzer water straight be like just soda for people who don't want to get fat or something like that.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I could.
No, seltzer water is for people who don't like to, people who don't like to taste actual.
I got it. I got one maybe. The girl who ate hot Cheetos and cherry Pepsi at lunch during middle school is now drinking LaCroix and eating rice cakes.
Yes. Wait. Okay. Can you tweet that one? I'll actually retweet that one because that's a good one.
Okay, I'll tighten it up, but then I'll tweet it.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's all we can do.
That's all for our meme talk.
We can maybe extend it to episode 2 if this, depending on how well this is received.
Yeah, we can do an episode 2.
Okay, signing off.
Signing off.
Okay, I'm officially stopping recording now.